Good morning. We're here on Friday, and we're doing a Bible study on Psalm 64. We have been memorizing Psalms together for almost a decade, and we want to do it with more and more people because the Psalms are getting more and more fun to memorize and meditate on. So we have Psalm 64. And what we're going to do is go over a few aspects of just verse 1 and then talk about some New Testament ideas that would apply to Psalm 64 in prayer. So I'll start with praying. Lord, thank you that I got the idea to share this live, and I pray you'll bless all of the people out there that are thinking of you today and that you hear their voice as they pray to you with all kinds of prayers and requests. In Jesus' name. Okay, Psalm 64 says, "Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy." This version that I'm choosing to memorize is from the King James Version. And does anybody know how King James is different than NIV and ESV?
It's older.
It's older. So all of the classical music psalm settings were written in the King James rather than in the NIV. And the NIV says, "Hear my voice, O God, as I lift up my complaint," something like that. And I thought, well, that doesn't sound very singable to sing the word complain. "Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy." So there's all kinds of things to fear. And we'll see in this psalm as we memorize it. As we memorize it, we will see that there's many fearful things in the world, and there's one enemy who causes a great deal of fear, confusion, and stress to God's children. What are the verbs in this verse?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to underline them. So the action words.
Here.
Right.
Prayer. Kind of.
In my prayer. I think this is a noun. It's like a thing that you're offering. So your prayer is different
Preserve.
than you. Preserve. Yeah.
Fear. Kind of.
I think fear is here is being used as an idea. The fear. Now I can verb fear, like I can fear someone.
I'm fearful.
Right. Fearful would be an adjective. Okay, so we've got our verbs here, hear and preserve. These are activities that God has to do. And then, so here it's David talking to the Lord and saying, "Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy." So, we pretty much memorized that verse, but then I also wanted to look at the idea of how does this enemy in the Old Testament relate to many scenes and ideas in the New Testament where there's enemies, oppositions. I'm thinking of a particular prayer where it says, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but..." Right, so there's many evil people being talked about in Psalm 64 that are after David, but again, in the New Testament, there's evil in this world that we need to be delivered, hidden from. Other images in the New Testament are like the wheat and the tares. there's evil growing up with good. Sometimes there's enemies in your own household. Can you think of, and anyone out there, anyone think of Jesus facing evil or people in the New Testament who were dealing with evil forces, where they were dealing with it in prayer?
In not the wilderness, the desert.
So Jesus was tempted, right? For
Yeah,
how many days?
40 days.
Right. And the reason we're celebrating Lent now in certain ways is because Jesus underwent that temptation. And so many people like give up things for Lent so that they can focus more on prayer. So I'm going to just kind of wrap up this initial live Bible study here. But I just want to encourage everybody to reach out to God in prayer and to realize that the enemies that David faced and the enemies that Christians face are still here, but the power of prayer is how we subdue them, and our faith helps us understand that we are being preserved as children of God and that His plan is the one that is going to ultimately work out. And I hope that no weapon formed against us will prosper, and that we'll all hang in there and understand the Lord's love for us today.
Hey. Who's besides Rebecca?